Well, good afternoon, YouTube. This is your Daily Stoic with your host, Jeffrey. I'm going to be almost late for work, McCabe. Not really, but I didn't plan on my Stoic recording, and now I'm heading to work like, shit, I got to work all night. I better get it done now. So we're going to hit you with a quick car Stoic, and then we're going to be on our way. This is, or as always, we're reading the Daily Stoic 366 Meditation on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hasselman. I just had a nap. I kicked my butt. I'm like, I got a headache a bit. I feel lost. Sometimes those naps do more harm than good, they seem. But I'm sure at 4 o'clock this morning, I'll be grateful I got some extra sleep. Today is March 12th. Seeing things as the person at fault does. Whenever someone has done wrong by you, immediately consider what notion of good or evil they had doing it. For when you see that, you'll feel compassion instead of astonishment or rage. For you may yourself have the same notions of good and evil, or similar ones, in which case you'll make an allowance for what they've done. But if you no longer hold the same notions, you'll be more readily gracious for their error. Marcus Aurelius, Meditation 7.26. Socrates, perhaps the wisest person to ever live, used to say that nobody does wrong willingly. Meaning that no one is wrong on purpose either. Nobody thinks they're wrong. Even if they are, they think they're right. They're just mistaken. Otherwise, they wouldn't think it anymore. Could it be that the slights you've experienced or the harm that others have done to you was not inflicted intentionally? What if they simply thought they were doing the right thing for them, even for you? It's like the memorial for the Confederate soldiers in Arlington. Obviously a cause that was wrongfully fought for by people doing wrong, which states in part the Confederate soldiers served in simple obedience to duty as they understood it. Again, they understood wrongly, but it was their genuine understanding, just as Lincoln was genuine when he ended his famous Cooper Union speech by saying, "Let us to the end dare to our duty as we understand it." How much more tolerant and understanding would you be today if you could see the actions of other people as attempts to do the right thing? Whether you agree or not, how radically would this lens change your perspective or otherwise offensive and belligerent actions? I mean, that's true. I mean, that puts me in mind not so much of soldiers and all that, but it puts me more in mind of like maybe personal relationships, right? And you're like, man, that person did me so wrong. Maybe they didn't, they were doing it for them. They thought it was the right thing for them. Maybe they thought it was justified. Maybe they look at you and judge you in a certain way. And you got to work on forgiving, I suppose, is the lesson here as well. Forgive and forget, move on. And then, most people, they can do it right. I also think of, I think it was Jordan Peterson, again, talking about how easy it would have been if you were in German Russian to end up being a Nazi, because that was the army, that was the movement. That's just what they were doing. They're just doing their duty. And it's kind of like if you're in a group of people if somebody's bullying somebody, you might stand up and stand out, but most of the time you just kind of fall in with the herd, so to speak. And it's not saying that Nazis are right, it's just saying that you could easily see how you could fall into that side, even if you're still a good person, right? That's a heavy one. I'm not trying, you know what I mean? Don't come after me. But it's most people think they're doing right, or like they said, just doing your duty, listening to orders, right? If we ordered everybody to do something crazy, we might not see it as wrong until after we were finished whatever that war was or whatever, right? So I would think war is crazy no matter what, but we will obey our leaders because, if you're a good soldier, that's what you do. But on the personal side, like people aren't always out to get you, like whether it be romantic relationships or a friend who did you wrong, you take it so personally, but they didn't maybe think of it that way, or they didn't think of you that much, or they thought it was right for them, or it was a choice. Like, do I do this and hurt my friend's feelings, but it's going to be good for me? Sometimes people make that choice, and you got to either learn to be super mad or learn to forgive and forget. I would say forgive and forget is a much better way to live. Anyways, I'm off to work. I love you guys. I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.